To fill my quarantine time, I have decided to build my own alarm clock and film that experience. I guess I'm a vlogger now. The features of this clock would be a clock and an alarm, but some other stuff as well. I wanted to be able to pick whatever music I wanted to listen to when I woke up. I wanted to be able to log how many hours of sleep I got, and I also wanted the alarm off button to be wireless and far away from my bed, so I would be thoroughly annoyed to get up. This would involve a lot of different technologies like Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, LED drivers, so it made sense to wire them all through a microcontroller, and which would kind of act as the brain of the clock. It sounds simple, right? No. I started off with an Arduino Pro Mini for my microcontroller and a DS3231 RTC, or real-time clock module. Using the Arduino Pro Mini turned out not to be such a good idea. In order for the Arduino to talk to the RTC, I had to use pins A4 and A5. A4s and A5s are inside, and they are not connected to the breadboard. Not a problem, I just soldered some pins onto A4 and A5 so it'd be easier to plug in a wire. That open window is not enough ventilation, and the soldering creates a lot of fumes, and I think I'm gonna get cancer. But that wasn't the only problem. Why is it so warm? Oh, that hurts. That hurts. Am I unwittingly burning this and I don't know? So this is not the first time that I've burned my finger on an electronics project. I have to let this cool down. It smells a little bit burning. It turns out the RTC can only handle 3.3 volts, and with the Arduino Pro Mini, I was putting 5 volts through it. So basically, since volts are joules per coulomb, or energy per charge, I was putting a lot of extra energy, and due to the law of conservation of energy, that extra energy has to go somewhere, so it turned into heat. In hindsight, I probably should have known the RTC can only handle 3 volts, because they come with backup batteries, and the backup batteries are only 3 volts. So I had to swap the Arduino Pro Mini for its bigger cousin, the Arduino Uno. It had a built-in 3.3 volt regulator, so on paper it should have worked. I just had to write a simple program, and it says 2068. I checked. It was still 2020. Unfortunately. It turns out that it stores the year as an 8-bit number, which means it has a maximum value of 255. And 2020 is just simply too much for it to handle. The documentation recommended that I only store the 10s and 1s place, and then add 2000 later, since we weren't going to change the entry anytime soon. Now it was time to hook it up to a display. I chose a set of 4 8x8 LED matrix dot displays. I wired it up to the Arduino, and then started playing around with the MD Parola library, which seemed the easiest to use, and I quickly kind of set up a simple program to display the time. So it is working, and I'm able to get it to display the time, and it's not cut off, but there are a couple problems. One, if the hour ever becomes 2 digits, then it will be cut off. And the other part is that it's really bright. I don't know if you can tell from this, but look, if I put my hand here, you can see how much it illuminates my hand. My biggest problem happened to be the size of the MD Parola library. It is a thick boy. This is just a simple hello, it takes up 58% of the program storage space, which is a lot. And when I was using it with the RTC, those two programs combined took up 69% of the storage space. And the MD Pro library, it's a very good library. It has a lot of cool... Ooh, that one's cool too. It's Pac-Man! But ultimately unnecessary stuff. So I gotta slim it down and only use the functions that I really need, which is why I'm gonna be writing some of them from scratch. That should be the same. And then like if I change the message, so like it should be like instead of hi, it's hello. I upload it. Oh. Wait a minute. Hold up. And then, hold on. If I unplug it, okay, it's unplugged, right? And then I plug it back in. Look! I don't understand! Finally worked. Now I just had to make the font smaller. And I wish. The font is written in binary, and each 1 and 0 represents whether a light should be on or off to represent a character. And I had to replicate that. Font making wasn't that bad. I only really cared about the numbers, and there was this handy tool or workflow, I guess, where you could type out how you wanted your character to look like with asterisks, which was nice. And I could copy the rest from the original font. So that's probably going to be the longest possible time that would be displayed on this, and it fits, and that's a success. I'm going to check out the other digits just to make sure they look okay. What did I do? Look pretty good. 7 though, the 7 looks a little weird. But the other stuff, it looks pretty good. So now it was time to find a way to log how many hours of sleep I was getting. Many in the Arduino community recommended data logging it to an SD card, but I don't have time for that. You gotta pull out an SD card, read it, put it back in. That's just too much work. So something over the internet was probably ideal, but I also didn't want to really set up my own server and database, and because that's a lot of work, and we're trying to work smarter, not harder. But then I found out that I could create a web app with Google Apps script and then use Google Sheets to store that and store the data. It was actually kind of easy. The Arduino Uno had been very helpful, but unfortunately it could not connect to the internet on its own. So instead of buying the add-ons that would let it connect to the internet, I just bought an entirely new microcontroller. Works smarter, not harder. It's called the ESP32, a more powerful, more feature-packed microcontroller, and most importantly, it could connect to Wi-Fi. I was very excited to start programming this incredible device, but what? Nope, these data lines don't work. So I just realized that my campaign sign is in the background. That was unintentional. I would like to establish a few things. That sign was a gift. It was a joke. It was a gag. I'm not running for president, nor will I ever be running for president. I'm constitutionally barred from becoming president. I don't want to become president. Please don't vote for me. Next data line? I know I'm holding this horribly wrong. Hold on. Nothing. Power rail? Connection. So this cable is only for charging and delivering power. So I need to find either a micro USB that delivers data, or I need to buy one. I stole this from my Fire Stick. It works. Now I can actually program the ESP32. All that hard work for a blinking light. After that ordeal, it was just a matter of connecting the ESP32 to Wi-Fi and making requests to my API. Look at that. We are connected to the internet. Here's the spreadsheet. This was from a while ago, but if I press the reset pin or button on this board, which basically I press the reset button on that board, basically reruns the program from the beginning, and it will send it's programmed to send a request to the API. The API is programmed to actually post that on the spreadsheet. So it works. Simple as that. Now I just have to connect a speaker to play some music and I think I've gotten as far as I can with my comp sci background and my high school understanding of physics. Hope you enjoyed this journey so far. Stay safe, wear a mask, be socially distant. Until next time.